Welcome to Whispers of the Web, where the hidden gems of the web come to life. Join us as we unravel the most fascinating tales, secrets, and discussions from across the web. Every whisper has a story. If you enjoy our journey through the whispers of the web, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the intrigue. Story number 1. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband that he needs to give me half his company if he wants me to be a housewife? My husband and I, both 35, have been married for 6 years and we have 2 children together, and 1 on the way. He said that he wanted me to be a housewife and stop working. I was very disturbed by that, but he explained that it was better for our family and children since he can afford a very good living. After a few weeks of thinking, I told him that I would agree, but only if I get half of his company. He was surprised by this, but I explained further that the more I stay at home, the less chance I would have to find a well-paying job should we ever divorce, because I would have less merits, while he would stay making more money each year. So I want half of the company. If we never divorce, which is the goal of all marriages, then it wouldn't matter. But should it end, it would be the price of me staying home and raising our children so he could be less worried and stressed out. His words, that he would be less anxious and stressed out if he knew they were with me rather than with strangers in daycare or nannies. When I told my friends, they called me the a-hole. My best friend was very angry and called me disgusting, so I am taken aback a little. It sounds like you've been put in a challenging position and are trying to navigate this significant life change thoughtfully. Your request to have a stake in your husband's company as a condition of becoming a full-time housewife is not unreasonable, especially considering the potential long-term impacts on your career and financial independence. So my take is that you're not the a-hole. In any partnership, especially a marriage, it's important to think about the future and ensure that both parties are protected and their contributions are valued. As you rightly pointed out, stepping away from the workforce to dedicate yourself to raising your family does have implications for your future employability and earning potential. Your suggestion is a way of safeguarding your financial future, which is a smart and practical consideration. Marriage is about partnership and ensuring that both individuals feel secure and valued in all aspects, including financially. It's understandable that your husband was surprised by your request, as it might not be a common arrangement. However, it's a conversation worth having, especially since his proposal for you to become a housewife will significantly change the dynamics of your professional life. It's unfortunate that your friends have responded negatively. Sometimes, people may not fully understand the complexities and nuances of each unique situation. What's most important is that you and your husband find a solution that feels fair and equitable to both of you, considering both the short-term and long-term implications. You might consider seeking the advice of a financial advisor or a legal professional to explore all options and ensure that any agreements are fair and legally sound. Story number 2. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend after he gave me a crappy Christmas present? I, female 28, broke up with my boyfriend, male 38, on Christmas Day after we exchanged gifts. I have a lot going on. I'm moving houses and I'm dealing with a new job position that has me feeling that I have a lot to catch up to from the past director. I set my alarm very early in the morning last week and took the time to buy him and his daughter, female 16, presents that they could enjoy. To be fair, there's an income gap between us, but even a pair of affordable earrings could have made me feel happy. Because the house is a mess, I even closed off the living room with curtains so that the stack of boxes and things wouldn't make the Christmas decorations look ugly. I made sure the tree looked nice. I bought the food that he likes and I made myself pretty for him. He arrived and the first thing he did was to make fun of my makeup. He also made fun of my Santa hat. He laughed like I'm some ridiculous cartoon. We ate and talked, and I gave him my present, AirPods, which he loved to the point of posting on Instagram. His daughter got her present, Hot Topic stuff, and I was very glad that she loved it. He took her back to her mom's house and didn't get back in an hour like he said. That's their Christmas arrangement. We were supposed to spend time together, but he came back about 3 hours later because his mother had visitors and he wanted to catch up. He sat watching TV and he gave me zero affection. He gave me his present, which, to be honest, I would have preferred not to get anything. I'm not a drinker. He got me a small wine bottle that I've seen marked at $3 to $5 at the 7-Eleven. I know I wasn't at my best because he said my face changed. He has a job. He could have gotten something actually thinking of me. I felt horrible when he said he would give me an IOU and that the rest of my present was in his pants. I ignorantly thought it was some game. Maybe he hid a small gift inside his pants. Nope. I was supposed to take his boy parts as a gift. I was furious. It was cheap, and while I'm very sexual, it wasn't sexy. It felt vulgar. I asked him to leave and thanked him for giving me the worst Christmas and took back my present. I cried after he left, and when he texted me if I was okay, I broke up with him and blocked him. His siblings have been trying to reach me. I blocked them all. One of them accused me of being materialistic and shallow, and also said that not everyone has a fancy job and that I'm unfair for expecting a certain level of gifting. Am I the a-hole? From what you've shared, it seems like the issues in your relationship extend beyond the present he gave you. His behavior making fun of your appearance, showing the lack of appreciation for your efforts, arriving late without consideration for your plans, and giving you a gift that didn't show thought or consideration all point to a lack of respect and understanding in the relationship. His inappropriate and disrespectful gift was not only in poor taste but also showed a lack of consideration for your feelings. It's not about the monetary value of the gift but the thought and care behind it. A relationship should be built on mutual respect, understanding, and care for each other's feelings, and it seems like these were missing. Feeling devalued and disrespected is a valid reason to end a relationship. It's important to be with someone who appreciates you, respects you, and puts effort into making you feel valued. If this relationship consistently made you feel undervalued, it's understandable why you chose to end it. As for being called materialistic and shallow, remember that outsiders may not fully understand the dynamics of your relationship or the events that led to your decision. It's about how you feel in the relationship, and you have every right to want to be treated with love and respect. Take care of yourself during this time, and trust that you made a decision that was best for your well-being. Absolutely not the a-hole and good for you on creating space. Story number 3. Am I the a-hole for reporting my Tinder date to the FBI? So, I, 27 female, recently went on a Tinder date with this guy, 32 male, who works at a nuclear power plant. Seemed interesting over text, but the actual date turned into a complete nightmare. He shows up 45 minutes late, no apology, just starts bragging about his job as shift leader in the control room. His attitude was really off-putting. He talks about having power over midgets and vermin, and by that, he means people in general, which was really disturbing. He ranted about how much he hates everyone he sees and how he wants to cause chaos and destruction. I tried to steer the conversation to something else, but he kept fixating on his job. Then things got really worse. He starts bragging about knowing how to trigger a reactor core meltdown, laughing about it like it's some kind of joke. I couldn't tell if he was serious, but it totally freaked me out. It seemed like he was getting a kick out of the idea of using his position to cause a catastrophe. I ended the date early, went home, and couldn't stop thinking about what he said. Was he trying to impress me in a sick way? Or could he really be dangerous? After a lot of thought, I decided to report him to the FBI. I figured it's better to be safe than sorry. Right. But now I'm second-guessing myself. Some friends think I did the right thing, but others say I should have just ignored it since he was probably joking. Can't shake the feeling I might have overreacted and potentially ruined someone's career over a bad joke. So, Reddit. Am I the a-hole for reporting my Tinder date to the FBI for bragging about being able to cause a meltdown? Reporting your Tinder date to the FBI, given the nature of his comments, does not make you the a-hole. In fact, it shows that you're someone who takes potentially dangerous situations seriously, which is important in today's world. When someone brags about having the knowledge and ability to trigger a disaster, especially in a sensitive and critical area like a nuclear power plant, it's not something that can be easily dismissed as a joke. The safety implications of such an action are immense, not only for the facility but for the entire community around it. While there's a chance he could have been exaggerating to impress you, the risk of not reporting and his comments being genuine could have far-reaching and catastrophic consequences. In situations like this, it's always better to be on the side of caution. The authorities are equipped to investigate and determine whether his remarks were just a misguided attempt at humor or something more sinister. If it turns out to be the former, it's a lesson for him about the seriousness of such claims. If it's the latter, then your action could potentially prevent a severe incident. Your friends who think you did the right thing understand the gravity of the situation. It's natural to worry about the consequences of your report, but remember, you acted out of concern for the safety of many. It's unfair for others to label you as overreacting when you were put in a position where you had to make a difficult judgment call. Story number 4. Am I the a-hole for crying when receiving a dollar store necklace and ring from my boyfriend? Okay, backstory: we have been together for 2 years, so this is our second Christmas together. We are both over 40 years, highly successful in our careers, so money it's not the issue. He asked me what I wanted for my birthday and I said a piece of jewelry. And for my birthday he made me a picture book and I got an IOU present, same as last year, that never has appeared. Last year's Christmas gift was also an IOU that never was bought. I told him then that I wish he would give me something I could wear every day. Before Christmas he took me to a jewelry store to look at things and he said everything was too expensive, and if I wanted it I could buy it myself. Anyhow, come around this Christmas morning we celebrate on the 24th. I have bought stockings like last year full of small gifts like face cream, books, candy, things that he likes. My stocking has an IOU for a facial that he was gifted, a kitchen utensil, candy from the living room table, and a cheap Dollar Tree necklace and ring in a plastic bag. I got really upset and started crying, and it feels like he is taking the piss out of me and that he is not taking this relationship seriously. Do you think I'm overreacting? You are absolutely not the a-hole. It seems like there's a pattern of unfulfilled promises and a lack of consideration for your feelings and desires. It's understandable that this would be hurtful, especially after you've communicated your wishes and have made an effort to give thoughtful gifts yourself. Gift giving in a relationship is often about showing appreciation and understanding of one another. When there's a discrepancy in effort and thought put into gifts, it can feel like a reflection of how much the relationship is valued by each partner. Your reaction to the gifts, or lack thereof, doesn't seem like an overreaction but more like a response to a broader issue in your relationship. It may be helpful to have an open and honest conversation with your boyfriend about how his approach to gift giving makes you feel. It's important to express that while the financial value of the gifts is not the main issue, the lack of effort and thoughtfulness is what's truly upsetting. Communication is key in relationships, and discussing your feelings might help him understand your perspective better. Story number 5. Am I the a-hole for not doing anything to prevent my, female 35, husband, male 35, from cheating with his work-wifey, female 25? So I met work-wifey last Thursday at the Christmas party. She introduced herself as work-wifey, and she called my husband work-hubby and told that to everyone. When she saw me she just exclaimed, "Oh, we are like two totally different people. How weird is that?" Not weird at all. We don't know each other. No, I mean like because X and I get along so well, like we like totally get each other and have a lot in common, like totally. That's why he's like my work hubby. I didn't know what a manic pixie dream girl was, but apparently she was one, and apparently it was something to brag about. I just found the whole thing very amusing, but on our way home it wasn't very amusing anymore. I felt a little bit of ick watching my husband's profile, wondering what was going on in his head. He has told me about his new colleague that he got along with. He told me that she was great at her job and that she was a gamer like him. I don't even know how to hold the joystick properly. Not even sure if it's called a joystick anymore. Ugh, I sound like a boomer, don't I? I know that they text a lot too, even on weekends. I never thought about that before now. I found myself sat on the toilet seat at 3:30 a.m. scrolling through his phone in total silence not to wake him up. She is very youthful and quirky. Her words, not mine. She is very funny too. Again, her words, not mine. She calls him hubs and hubby in every text. And in one text she warned him that men fell easily for her, and that she just wanted to give him the heads up. I guess it is because she's a youthful, quirky, funny, manic pixie dream girl gamer. Her last text was from the same evening after we left the party. She wrote that she was pissed that he didn't say goodbye before leaving, and that I was a bit surprising to her because she didn't expect him to have this type. OMG, your wife is boring. I didn't expect that. I felt ashamed when I came to my senses, cowering over his phone and reading weird and very juvenile messages instead of being sound asleep beside my husband. That makes me safe in our relationship. But I couldn't help but agree with manic wifey in some parts. Why is he continually engaging with her? He doesn't flirt back nor does he initiate conversations, but he doesn't really shut her down. My husband can be stupid in not noticing flirting, but I feel that this is just beyond being stupid. Does he enjoy the attention, or worse, does he reciprocate it? In that case, she is not wrong, and what is he doing with someone like me who is totally different from whatever is going on between them? Today, I had my usual brunch with my mom, aunt, sister, and sister-in-law. They said that I was an a-hole for not nipping it in the bud, and by it they meant the budding affair. I disagreed and tried to explain that I couldn't be in a relationship where I needed to stand guard to keep away temptations. I want a marriage where he is with me because he wants to be with me, and if he cheats, then he doesn't want to be with me. My mother was the one who got most upset and called me a moron and an a-hole and said that this wasn't the mature thing to do. I need to tell my husband to end his friendship because if I didn't, then I let him cheat. Am I the a-hole? I can't believe what life this is that they want me to lead, and how it is so normal for my family to think that way. I want a willing husband, not a prisoner. I want someone who wants me 100% or nothing. Edit. So thank you all. It has been a rough few days, but after today's interaction between my husband and Manic Pixie whatever, yes, I snooped again, I feel calmer. I have decided not to speak to him about it. At least not now. I have written a comment about what transpired between them, and my husband didn't seem very happy with her. Maybe I have made it out to be bigger than it was in my head. Anyway, I will not snoop again, and I will not confront him about it. I will, however, tell my husband that I didn't like his colleague. Maybe not now though. We have this week left, and then we are having 2 weeks off that we've been looking forward to spending together. And I want to enjoy the holidays with my husband, not talking about stupid and insignificant people. Not the a-hole. There are a lot of different relationship dynamics, and yours isn't wrong in any sense. It sounds like it's just different from what your family prefers. It's nice to hear that you have a plan, and I hope you enjoy your vacation together. Thank you for joining us for today's journey through the whispers of the web. Share your thoughts and suggestions for our next adventure. If you're not yet a part of our whispering community, click the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications to never miss out on another story. Join us next time as we uncover another enthralling tale from the web. Until our next whisper.